Assalamu alaikum.
Please take your seat. You may like to introduce yourself.
My name is Aslam. I was born in 1992 in scenic city of Turbat, famous for its dates and adjacent to port city of Gwadar. I did my matriculation from Cadet College Batrasi, located in beautiful city of Mansehra. After my matriculation, I joined Government College Lahore for my FSc in pre-engineering. Following my graduation, I moved to Turkey, vibrant city of Ankara and Ataturk's favorite. I did my bachelor's in civil engineering from there. After finishing my bachelor's in civil engineering, I decided to continue my professional life there because the people, history, and culture of Turkey always fascinated me. I joined a multinational company named as YDA. During my tenure, I have served as project assistant and planning and cost control engineer, and finally as a planning expert in public-private partnership-based projects. Collaborating with esteemed organizations like European Bank of Redevelopment and Construction, Mott MacDonald, enriched my personal and professional experience. Back in 2020, I decided to return back to my homeland. I explored various options. Among them, one of them was CSS. I appeared in CSS 2021 and got allocated in Pakistan Customs. Currently, I am undergoing my special training in Karachi as Assistant Collector, Pakistan Customs. My journey from Turbat to Mansehra, from Mansehra to Lahore, and from Lahore to Ankara, Istanbul, and back to Pakistan has helped me to become adaptable, resilient, and I have developed, I'm a polyglot and I can speak multiple languages. I am fluent in Turkish, Balochi, English, I can understand Punjabi, Pashto, and a little understanding of Persian.
Good. Very good. Okay. You come from Balochistan.
Yes, sir.
Tell us something about Balochistan. You just introduced Balochistan to all of us.
So Balochistan is a province of Pakistan. It accounts 45% land of Pakistan and 5% population. This erratic pattern of population and the land brings challenges and opportunities both. In terms of opportunities, it is a land full of resources. It's a diverse culture. And in terms of challenges, the scarcely distributed population, the population density is very, very low, and it brings great challenges for governance. Balochistan has 26 districts, 6 divisions. It has a coastal belt length of 720 kilometers from Jivani to Gaddani. It has very important potential tourist sites and cater a potential to steer the economic growth and development of Pakistan. It's a great transit corridor for oil and gas, and it has very important location where we can develop more ports. And the people, the ethnic division of Balochistan is mainly Pashtun and Baloch. Living, there are Hazaras and Punjabis and many other people living along with them.
Do you come from Turbat?
Yes, sir.
Tell me where Turbat is located.
Sir, Turbat is located in southern part of Balochistan. It is 100 kilometers inside Balochistan from Gwadar, and it is almost 200 kilometers from the Iranian border Chidig and 200 kilometers from Iranian border Redig. It is a city which is a junction of the coastal and the interior Balochistan. It's a semi-arid region, famous for its dates, and it's very hot also.
Recently, the government of Pakistan has established border districts, border markets, some in Balochistan and even in KPK. Now, we are having some experience of those border markets. Do you know, I hope? You know
Yes,
about
sir.
the border?
Sir,
What experience, what is your observation about those?
Sir, Balochistan has a long-standing issue of smuggling, cross-border illegal movements of goods. So to cater this, government has developed a policy known as border-to-border barter mechanism 2023. It is developed to reduce smuggling avoid international sanctions on Iranian goods, and to improve the socio-economic conditions of Balochistan. Initially, there are 6 border points planned, and one has become recently operational in Mand area known as Ridig. And it will play a great role for socio-economic uplift of the people, as it provides trade opportunities, and people will eventually, if it is implemented successfully, people will eventually give up the illegal movement of goods across the border.
Yesterday, there was an incident in Gwadar. About 14
Yes,
law enforcement personnel were shot dead.
yes, sir.
What do you think? What is this? What is this happening? Who is doing it?
Sir, it was a very unfortunate incident. Happened in Badok area, which is 30 kilometers away from Pasni. It's a vital checkpost, because from that checkpost, 3 areas are diverting. One is going to Gwadar, one Pasni, and one in Turbat. So in Balochistan, there are multiple players involved, as the arrest of Yadav back in 2016 and his confession that I was involved to sabotage CPEC. This was not the first attack on this checkpost. It was the 3rd attack on that very checkpost. I think there are multiple players involved, the separatists, and along with the support of Iranian and Indian government, they are trying to sabotage the CPEC project, and to not let the Balochistan be socio-economically developed, because a socio-economically developed Balochistan means less recruitment for the separatist organization and reduction in violence, because they are getting their fuel in this continuous cycle of violence. As the violence will continue, people will get more grievances, and they will move towards more the separatist organization. So the main reason is they are continuously attacking to keep this cycle continue.
What, in your opinion, what do you think? What reform could help to minimize the situation, rather, I will say?
So
Not eliminate, but we can minimize it.
So Balochistan issue is a complex issue. We should have a strategic plan, which should be in 2 tiers. One is immediate measures, and others should be long-term measures. In immediate measures, there should be the issue of the missing person and enforced disappearances should be addressed according to the Constitution of Pakistan, according to Article 9 and many other articles. And the second option should be the containment of those miscreant elements, because we cannot allow them to challenge the right of the state. But being the state, we cannot also violate the laws of the state. So this is the immediate solution, where confidence building measures should be held. A broad-based political consensus should be developed how to tackle this issue. And long term, this issue is derived, the driving forces are 3 behind this issue. One is the division of the resources, second is the division of the power, third is a humanitarian issue of dignity. The 2 issues have been addressed in 18th Amendment, as there is devolution and decentralization of power. But this has not been transferred to grassroots level, because we have established National Finance Commission. There is a dire need of establishment of Provincial Finance Commission. We need to empower our local governments, and we need to translate the benefit of 18th Amendment to the local levels. To quote this, after 18th Amendment, we have saw 100% increase in the funds of Balochistan. But considering the socio-economic indicators of Balochistan since 2010, they have not seen a drastic improvement. It means the fruits and the benefits have been not transferred to the local people of the land. So we should address this issue. And second is the power sharing, as I have discussed already, has been resolved by 18th Amendment. But the political elite of the province, the MPs, are reluctant to transfer this power to the local administration, and MPA fund has become a curse for the province of Balochistan, because everything is being divided in Balochistan, inside Balochistan, among the division and district on ethnic lines. There is a powerful contractor MPA alliance which is providing great hurdle for effective governance in Balochistan. And finally, the last one is the issue of the human dignity. As claimed by a nationalist leader, Sardar Akhtar Mengal, we do not have any political pace saving to go to the people of Balochistan, because whenever we go to them, they are asking, where are our beloved ones? So, if anyone is violating the law of the land, there are laws to handle with them. We should restructure the police, the levies, to handle those miscreants, and the army should take a back role, and these law enforcement agencies should take a lead role to tackle these insurgent in Balochistan. In long term, it will bring a better, I think it can prove beneficial for tackling the issue of Balochistan.
Do you mean that if the local government system is implemented and the powers are fully devolved, that may be able to, powers plus finances,
Yes,
they
sir.
are devolved, that will help? Because
Yeah.
we have to find solution in the within the existing system. And law is there for everything, the constitution, the provincial administration, as well as the local government.
So, as I discussed earlier, I will elaborate it more. I have said MPA fund has become a curse for the province of Balochistan. It is being, there are laws, but as mandated by the Constitution, Article 32A and Article 40, there should be a complete devolution of power, because until and unless the power is not devolved to the local
Have
people.
you seen the Balochistan Local Government Act?
So there have been multiple acts, Balochistan Local Government Act 2013, 2015, and currently it is in Assam. Currently there have been elections like 2 months ago. Before that, there was no local government for more than 4
Now
years.
there is a local government.
There is a local government.
And what do you think there? That answers the local issues or not?
So it is a very nascent. It has been 2 months they have come in power. So it will be a journalistic statement if I say they have resolved the issues or not. Let the time evolve and let's see if they can do it or not. But otherwise, I also believe that politics is an evolutionary process. It will take time to develop skills, capacity, but we have to let them run to develop the wisdom how to run and how to solve the local issues.
Islam, you tell me, what are the challenges with the government, the Pakistan economy is facing at the moment?
So, Pakistan, the challenges regarding Pakistan economy is very simple. What we are generating and what we are expending, there is a wide gap. When we look to our income, it is very low. But when we look to our expenses, they are not that high that we can cut anything, because the highest portion is taken by the debt servicing, then the military expenditures, and then the loss-making SOEs. So in the expenditure domain, I don't think we have much leverage to cut anything, because the military budget is not that much high. If we look to the developing countries with the population of Pakistan and the challenges, countries are having that much budget. So only thing there is the loss-making SOEs, which can be reduced to reduce the expenditure. And it will not make that difference. The only thing which we can do is to increase our revenues. We have a big informal sector economy, which accounts, there being informal, there are not figures, but it accounts 55 to 60% of the economy. Our tax system should be restructured. There should be also, we should introduce an incentive, an NFC award distribution, that a province generating more revenue should get more funds. This will incentivize the provinces to generate more revenue and to bring reforms in their provincial revenue boards. And a very specific domain, thing, that is, our exports are very less and our imports are too much. So we need to improve our exports. We need to shift to export-oriented industries that were taken in China.
I think you need to also address the issue of rapid population growth.
Yes, sir.
Please, sir. Thank you.
What potential Balochistan province has for the development of the country?
So Balochistan, if we divide it into certain sectors, first of all, Balochistan is a great transit trade area. It can provide an opportunity to import gas and LPGs from Iran, and we can also provide an eastern corridor where India goods can transport to Central Asian countries. There are huge minerals reported, like copper. There is copper, there is uranium and gold, as Rekodek, Sendak, these projects. And there is a long, huge coastal belt, which is 920 kilometers. So there is a potential of fisheries, there is potential of minerals. We can produce a large amount of dates which are not being exported. So we can create an export-oriented date industry, export-oriented fisheries industry, and it provides 2 to 3 potential areas where we can make ports. There are good potential tourist resorts like Urmada, Jivani. These can be untapped with time.
Welcome to CSPs Academy for CSS PMS preparation. CSS PMS तहरीरी इम्तिहान के तमाम मज़ामीन की ऑनलाइन और ऑन कैंपस तैयारी के साथ साथ सब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन, असाइनमेंट चेकिंग, क्लास टेस्ट, मॉक एग्जाम, इंडिविजुअल टीचर डिस्कशन और फीडबैक सेशन का इनकाद किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा FPSC की तजवीज़ करदा बुक्स से बने मयारी नोट्स और CSPs पब्लिशर की बेहतरीन बुक्स मुहैया की जाएंगी। रजिस्टर नाउ एट 0316 570-1593.
Balochistan is being governed through A and B area, Now, if it is converted, if it becomes all A area, don't you think it will be governed in a better manner?
Certainly, sir. Balochistan should be converted completely into A area. A and B area is the remnant of Sundavan Sardar alliance, in which A areas are ruled by police and B area by local militia known as levies. So we need to convert it, but this conversion should be systematic. We need to restructure our police. We need to make it more developed. We need to make it more advanced. In the meanwhile, we need to, it should be planned stepwise, converting this region from this time frame, that region to that time frame. This should not be abrupt. Because we have seen with the history of Balochistan, abrupt changes are always the people being feudal. The social structure is in such a way, they always negate the abrupt changes, even if it is for their benefit. So understanding that dynamic, it should be systematic and plan wise. And in long term, of course, Balochistan should be completely in a area.
PSP is your second choice.
Yes, sir.
So what will you do as a DPO to improve the working of your police stations?
First of all, I would like to change the perception that Thana culture has been developed. People don't see police as their helper. They see it as one who is always to enforce laws. I will change it. I will bring into IT reforms more, as they are currently being introduced, but FIR. And third thing that is important is following up the cases, looking into the outcomes. FIR is being filed. After that, we think our work is done. But it is not the filing of the FIR only. It is taking into FIR into a logical conclusion. And there should be a follow-up system completely tracking what was filed, how it was gone, and there should be a log seeing it. In later cases, for accountability, it will be proved vital, I think.
How much of the Turbat district is A area?
So Turbat district is completely not an area. Turbat district is an area. All the tehsil surrounding Turbat area are B areas. To quote, Dasht, Man, Buleda, Hoshab, they are all B areas, sir.
The different schools of thought in public administration.
Yes, sir. Sir, in public administration, there is classical school of thought and there is this modern contemporary school of thought. One is the Weberian model, in which they believes like public administration should be hierarchical, merit-based, expert-based, and there is a new emerging school of thought, which new public management, which believes in decentralization, devolution, outsourcing of government resources. So these are the two major division of public administration.
Aslam.
Yes.
You are a structural engineer.
I have worked, my major was in structural engineering, but I've worked mostly in project management.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, structural engineering. Balochistan is on the fault line.
Yes, ma'am.
What would you do as a structural engineer to change the architecture of buildings in Balochistan?
Whenever a building lies on a fault line, in Balochistan, the major fault line is Chaman fault line, and any building lying on it, it should be designed in a such way that it should cater the earthquake shocks and waves. To design it, so there should be file foundationing along with the shear walls, as they help us to cater the earthquake shocks up to 8.5 to 9 Richter scale.
Good. What is happening in Palestine right now? What is your take on it?
Then sometime we need to get into the minds of the depressed people to suppressed people to understand what is happening. It all started with Operation Alexa Flood, which was the West claimed it to be a terrorist activity, and then the continuous aggression of Israeli on Palestinian, killing civilians and children. This finds its roots in Balfour Declaration, and later on to the establishment of Zionist regime in 1948 with British mandate. And after that, it was a continuously like David Camp Accord, Oslo Accord, and anything brought, all were cosmetic development in Palestine. The very basic demand of Palestine is a separate homeland for them. There is continuous siege in Gaza. They are living in world's largest open prison, which is area of 65 square kilometer. There is continuous surveillance. Out of that, when you push someone to the wall, they have left no other option than to take suicide missions. Al-Aqsa flood was a suicide mission against Israeli regime. After that, France, USA, all these countries came up with Israel to completely eliminate Palestinian from the map of the world.
Thank you. Do you see any similarity between Palestine and Kashmir?
When we look to the recent Modi regime developments in Kashmir and Palestine, demographic changes, as Modi is bringing from Citizen Amendment Act, and the Article 235, which was the autonomous status of Kashmir, was repealed. Modi is also doing demographic engineering to change a majority into minority. It was like that in Palestine also, where settlement in West Bank has converted the West Bank even to an Israeli regime. The continuous oppression of the people, black acts like Pota, and continuous killings of the civilians, children are the common. And both regimes are fascist. The Modi fascist regime and Netanyahu fascist regimes are both involved in continuous persecution of both Kashmiris and Palestinian people.
Thank you. Your favorite personality is Kamal Ataturk.
Yes, ma'am.
Mustafa Kamal.
Mustafa Kamal.
There's a saying that he was a Donme. Do you know what a Donme is, and do you think he was a Donme?
So, ma'am, can you briefly describe this word, because it is an alien to me?
You've been in Turkey.
Yes.
And Donme is a Turkish word which is used for him.
Donme, wolf. He was known as Turkish wolf.
Donme is basically Jews who converted to Islam but didn't change.
Donme, yes, ma'am. He was born in Greece, his mother, Salonika, and his mother is known to be a Greek origin of Jewish, but this claim has been by the Islamists, and the other party, Kemalists, reject this claim. His father, Ali Raza, was a practicing Muslim, and his mother also at that time was a practicing Muslim. It has been proved by various literature also.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, you've been in Turkey. When Hagia Sophia constructed?
Hagia Sophia, the church, I don't know the construction date. I cannot recall it.
Architectural design style?
Architectural design is of Roman, which was converted to Islamic architectural after the conquest of Istanbul.
Constantinople was the capital of which empire?
Byzantine Empire. Byzantine Empire.
Simon Commission, when Simon Commission came to subcontinent?
Sir, Simon Commission came into subcontinent in 1927.
Okay. Now tell, there was only one political party which welcomed Simon Commission. Can you tell me that political party?
In All India Muslim League, there was the Shafi League, who was in favor of
what
supporting.
was rationale behind that political party?
Rationale was Congress is boycotting them. We have got a leverage to support it, to include certain points that will favor Muslims in long term in the constitution.
Okay, tell me that Plato dislike democracy. Can you resonate this dislike in present day democracies?
There is a dislike in present day also, as mentioned Daniel Zebelbet in his book How Democracies Die. There is a dislike due to continuous polarization, demagogies, and black siding at ballot box, and the authoritarian changing the rules of the games according to their will and wishes. This dislike is
Okay,
prevalent.
what is relation between individual justice and political justice in political thought of Plato?
Plato was individual justice is just a functional specialization. He used 3 compartments in human soul, and getting yourself into that compartment and doing what you're fit for is individual justice. And later on, he developed this functional specialization with the policy of interference, that if this is individual justice is achieved and there is policy of non-interference, then there comes justice in the society, and that is.
Name political philosopher of Age of Enlightenment.
In Age of Enlightenment, there were philosophers like Locke, Rousseau, Machiavelli. Machiavelli is considered both Renaissance and Enlightenment. Montesquieu, who gave the spirit of laws and separation of
You
power.
talked about Machiavelli. Do you see any presence of his political thought in American Constitution or the British Constitution?
Realism is something that is seen in the world, and the corporate sector support getting by.
What is the concept of noble savage?
Noble savage was a concept given by Rousseau, that human beings are noble savage. Born.
Do you think that the United States of America is a noble savage?
I cannot.
Okay, just tell me that
See that.
how you see presence of his philosophy in American Constitution.
Rousseau's philosophy.
Yeah. What was his major crux of his political thought?
Major crux of his political thought was individual liberty and pursuit of happiness. Like we should be free.
General will.
General will. Yes. Private will and general will. Yes.
How you see general will in American Constitution?
I have not read the Constitution, and to comment on it will. I can't.
Have you read Constitution of the United States of America, because political science is your subject and there is Constitution in.
We have read it superficially, like the number of articles when it was.
Okay, first 10 amendments in United States of America Constitution, collectively called as
Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights. This philosophy is associated with which political philosophers?
This Bill of Rights first emerged in Great Britain, and is associated.
And which philosopher is associated with this?
Philosopher. Every philosopher, I guess, has talked about
John Locke.
John Locke.
Thank you, sir.
चलेंगे, let's conclude it. You know, mashallah, you are very good, well prepared. You are already in the civil services of Pakistan. तो personality आपकी ठीक है, communication skill very fine, body language communicate to you well, intelligent हो, confidence है, knowledgeable हो, knowledge आता है तुम्हारे पास. Sitting posture is fine, tone and voice impact ठीक आ रहा है, ठीक है. अब there are few small advices. This is a job interview.
Yes, sir.
Now you are in a different person, not the one who was there for the first time.
Yes, sir.
Now you are going as an experienced Baba Khalifa बन के जा रहे हो. That you keep in mind. तो तुम्हें उस स्केल पे ले जाएंगे.
Sure, sir.
ठीक है. What you need to do is कि अपना जो है ना जो one pager बनाओ introduction का.
Sure, sir.
One pager, कहानियाँ नहीं डालनी. Simple.
Sure, sir.
मैं initial education Balochistan में got an opportunity to go to Turkey, did my degree, had a work experience, came back because of certain reason. Express कर the family reason. And then I thought to find out a work. This is the easiest way I could find. ठीक है?
Sure,
तो I, Your Excellency, आपने मुझे पहले select करके भेजा हुआ है.
Sure,
I
sir.
am through this Public Service Commission. ये तुम्हारा होना चाहिए.
Sure, sir.
तो I am here again to improve. बस यही बात है और तो कुछ नहीं है ना.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. तो उसकी justification आपने देनी है. नॉलेज तुम्हारा ठीक है, कीप इट अप। कुछ चीज़ें हैं जो कि आइडेंटिफाई हो गई हैं। लंबी बात ना करो,
Sure, sir.
टू द पॉइंट बात करो। उसके लिए नॉर्मली ये हम रिकमेंड करते हैं, नोटबुक बनाओ, पॉइंट लिखो उस पर। जिस तरह पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन करते हो ना, 1 2 3 4 5 पॉइंट, तो उनको रिहर्स करते रहो। कब है इंटरव्यू?
17 नवंबर।
17 को। बस ठीक है, तो 100 एक टॉपिक तुम्हें याद होना चाहिए, उन्हीं को फोकस करो। इकोनॉमिक इश्यूज हैं, सोशल इश्यूज हैं, बलूचिस्तान आएगा, बट टू द पॉइंट, 1 2 3 4, लंबी बात नहीं करनी।
Sure, sir.
ठीक है ना, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट नोविस, यू आर वो जो है ना एक्सपीरियंस्ड आदमी, आपको समझेंगे। तो आपसे ये तवक्को रखेंगे, मोटी बात करो, बाकी इधर उधर की बात नहीं करनी।
Sure, sir.
ठीक है,
Thank you, sir.
आप सर।
सवालों में जवाब बड़े अच्छे थे, और बाकी आपके सवालों में जवाब बिल्कुल सही थे, बहुत अच्छे थे। तो आई एम श्योर यू विल डू मच बेटर अगर आप और ज़्यादा मेहनत करो।
Sure, sir. I will.
230 नंबर भी ले सकते
Inshallah, I will aspire to.
हो।
Islam Aslam, you have a good personality. You have good knowledge. Knowledge base मतलब वैसे तो आपका है, लेकिन आप टर्की में रहे हैं, टर्की पॉलिटिक्स को अच्छी तरह पढ़ लें।
Sure, ma'am.
अर्दोगान किस तरह आया, उसके ऊपर क्यों हुआ था, कौन थे वो लोग, किस तरह से उनको कंट्रोल किया गया, तुर्की ने किस तरह से ये मार्शल लॉ के रिजीम्स को कंट्रोल किया, आपके यहाँ क्या एक्सपीरियंस है, ये सारे सवाल। इलॉन मस्क जो है वो बड़ा कंट्रोवर्शियल हो
Yes,
चुका
ma'am.
है, उसकी जितनी क्रिटिसिज्म है उसको पढ़ लें। ये क्या नाम आपने सारे दे दिए हुए हैं?
Yes, ma'am. I have looked into Elon Musk and I liked him for his creativity, and I know he's controversial on other
हाँ, पर
social
उसकी
economic issues.
क्रिएटिविटी इज ऑल्सो अंडर क्वेश्चन। टेस्ला उसका प्रोजेक्ट नहीं था, उसने खरीदा था,
Yes, ma'am.
पर उसकी इनोवेशन नहीं थी।
Yes.
तो जो उसके ऊपर क्रिटिसिज्म है उस पे आप थिंक इट आउट,
Sure, ma'am.
ताकि उसे जब आप जवाब दें तो रैशनल कोहेरेंट जवाब दें।
Sure, ma'am.
आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट।
Thank you, ma'am.
और टोकन क्वेश्चन किए थे।
Yes, sir.
आप चूंकि ऑलरेडी मेच्योर हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा सर्विस में हैं, तो आप हैवी वेट्स हैं, तो आपसे हैवी वेट वाले क्वेश्चंस वहाँ पर भी होंगे। ठीक है, तो आप इसमें जैसा कि वो वॉर ऑल अगेंस्ट ऑल में फिटेस्ट सोशल डार्विनिज्म की बात है, तो फिटेस्ट अगर बनना है तो यहाँ पर
Yes.
थोड़ा सा वर्कआउट करें। आपके एक एरिया थोड़ा सा ग्रे एरिया, इंडो पाक से रिलेटेड चीज़ें,
इसी से
इसको थोड़ा सा ना क्रिस्प किस्म के आंसर्स दीजिएगा। और बहुत टोकन क्वेश्चन आते हैं वॉर्स के ऊपर, वॉर ऑफ थ्राइन, ये वो वॉर्स हैं जिन्होंने हिस्ट्री चेंज कर दी साउथ एशिया की। ठीक है, देखिए फर्स्ट इंपीरियल यूनिफिकेशन चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य ने की थी, वो वॉर बलूचिस्तान में हुई थी। एंड इंडिया फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इंपीरियली यूनिफाइड, फर्स्ट सेंट्रल एम्पायर। देयर वाज नो एम्पायर इन किंगडम, थी स्मॉल, छोटी छोटी। वी बोरोड दिस आइडिया फ्रॉम ईरान, एम्पायर कैसे रेगुलेट की जाती है। तो चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य बिकम द फर्स्ट एम्परर, इंडिजिनस एम्परर।
Indigenous people.
यस, तो दैट वाज, थोड़ी सी चीज़ों को थोड़ा सा ना नॉलेज है आपका, अब अगर उसको रिलेट करवाना पड़ जाता तो वो सम टाइम आप अ बिट हैजी फॉर यू।
Yes, sir.
इसको थोड़ा सा देख लेंगे तो
Sure, sir. I will
स्कोर
look
करें
into it.
220 से ऊपर, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट फाइटिंग फॉर जॉब के लिए, नहीं, आप तो ग्रुप के लिए फाइट
sir.
कर रहे हैं। ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
इसको देखिए।
Sure, sir. Thank you.
All the
Thank you, sir. Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.